I want to talk about awareness. I have been involved in a lot of breast cancer functions over the last couple of weeks, and awareness is so very important. It's so very important, and people just don't want to. I think sometimes people just don't want to know. I've heard people say that ignorance is bliss, and it may be blissful until the truth slaps you in the face. That's when ignorance stops being bliss, when the truth slaps you in your forehead, and then you have to deal with the truth. So you might as well go ahead and deal with the truth as soon as possible. One of the things that I said at the breast cancer gala that I spoke at Saturday night was, there are so many more female survivors than there are male survivors, because, men, y'all will just deal with the little pain, little twinge in your side and won't pay no attention to it. And, then you go to the doctor and you find out there's little or nothing that they can do for you. So, go to the doctor when you feel a little twinge. Don't wait until it gets to be an unbearable pain before you go and find out what's wrong with you. I mean, if you got insurance, go to the doctor and find out what's going on with you, because I'm telling you, I hear about men who have cancer and then just a couple of months later, I find out that they died. But women, when you go to a breast cancer rally or you go to an American Cancer Society rally, it's loaded with women, because women are survivors. And the reason we survive is because we go to the doctor. We don't mind going to the doctor. We can stub our toe and we're going to go to the doctor and tell the doctor, look, man, I got an ingrown toenail. I need you to help me fix this ingrown toenail because I got to dance. You know what I'm saying? We go to the doctor whenever we have anything going on with us. And I mean, it's like, I know that the doctor can be scary, but I mean, you got to think about what we have to deal with when we go to the doctors. I mean, women have to deal with a whole lot when we go to the doctor. We get violated in so many ways annually to make sure that we're healthy. There's so many things that go on with women, but it's worth it, to make sure that, your reproductive organs are okay, to make sure that your breasts are okay. And, I had my first mammogram. I'll be 49 in December, but I had my first mammogram. I was 36. And the reason that I had my first mammogram at 36 was because I felt something. I do my self-exams, but I was doing my self-exam and I noticed something. I felt something. And I went to the doctor. I told him, I think I feel something. He felt it. He was like, I don't know, it might be something, might be nothing. He said, but you're 36, so I'm going to go ahead and let you get your first mammogram. So he ordered my first mammogram at 36. He told me, he said, Gay, you can go ahead and get your first mammogram. I heard it's not that bad. Back then, they were putting pads on the machine, trying to make it better. He said, I heard they putting pads on machines. He said, no, he didn't say he heard they were putting pads on the machine. He said they were putting pads on the machine. So it's not that bad. Go ahead and get your first mammogram. And I was just looking at him like this. And he was like, why are you looking at me like that? And I said, until you put your family jewels in a waffle iron to see if there's some cancer in there, don't tell me what no mammogram feels like. Go in there and get me a nurse who's had a mammogram to tell me what a mammogram feels like, because you can't tell me what no mammogram feels like, little boy. I was hot with him that day. But anyway, so everything was okay, but it's just good to know that you're okay. It's like, I'm happy when I get my report back from the doctor after my annual exam every year, because I go in December or January every year, and I'm happy to know, after my next birthday that, I'm okay, that my body is okay, that I'm good for, for a little while. And it's just like, because you never know, you don't know what it is going to be that ends your life. You don't know if it's going to be a car wreck or a plane crash or cancer. We were at the breast cancer gala the other night, and there were women in the room who had, one lady had esophageal cancer, one lady had nasal cancer, another lady had colon cancer, something that they really rarely screen women for. You never know what's going on, so you need to go to the doctor and find out what's going on with your body and make sure that you take care of yourself. I noticed that I was getting ready to go somewhere and I put on some jeans, and I noticed my jeans was kind of tight, so I went in and got on the scale, and I was like, what? Last Monday, I got up, went to the gym, and I've been going to the gym, and my weight is starting to, regulate itself. I've lost 6 pounds. I know most of it is water weight. I'm not really that excited about it, but I do realize that, I'm on a mission and I'm on my way to getting to where I need to get, because people don't realize that, because it's Breast Cancer Awareness Month and it's Domestic Violence Awareness Month, people don't think about the fact that they got to maintain their heart health. There's so many people who, like men, for instance, who do a lot of weight training. You know, you exercise and you do your weight training, but you don't do any cardiovascular exercises. You just building muscle and you ain't doing nothing for your cardiovascular health. You're going to be real fine in your casket because you have to take care of your heart. You got to make sure that you do your cardiovascular exercises. I do my cardio first. That's the first thing I do. I go straight to that Stairmaster when I get to the gym. And I don't, you know, it's just like I do my weights afterwards. Like yesterday I did shoulders and back exercises, and then today I did abs, but I did it after I got through my cardio. I do my cardio first because your heart is the first thing that you need to take care of. And I mean, if you don't have time to do both, then do cardio. If you got to choose one, choose cardio because you got to make sure that your heart health is maintained. And then you got to watch what you eat because, you know, my cousin Patrick was telling me that, you know, he's been losing weight and he said that it's all diet. And, you know, you got to eat right. You got to get some protein, some lean protein and some vegetables in your diet so that you can make sure that you eat healthy, because if you don't eat healthy, then, you know, you're going to lose weight, but it ain't going to really matter. You got to make sure that you're doing the totality of the makeover to make sure that you're healthy. Okay? I believe in the totality of the circumstances, the big picture. And so you got to make sure that you're taking care of your whole body. And guys, you know, this is another shout out for you men. You know, you going to the gym, don't go to the gym and just work your upper body. Like tomorrow is leg day. That means I'm going to be doing squats, lunges, deadlifts, sumo squats. I'm going to be working on my legs tomorrow. Okay? You need to have a leg day in the gym. Don't be walking around looking like Charlie the Tuna because your shoulders is real big and then your leg look like frog legs. That ain't cute. That is not cute. Do some squats and lunges. Get some squats and lunges in your life. And make sure that you don't be walking around here looking all asymmetrical. Anyway, let me see. What else do I want to talk about? Domestic violence awareness. Y'all, just make sure that you're aware of when you're in a toxic relationship. When somebody is trying to control your movements, they're trying to control everything about you. You know, it's just like that kind of stuff. You know, if somebody is crazy, it's going to manifest itself very soon in a relationship. You don't have to wait until he got his hands around your neck to realize that he's crazy. You don't have to wait until she slashed your tires on your car to realize that she's crazy. It's going to manifest itself if you pay attention. You better not be paying attention to his broad shoulders, and you better not be paying attention to her big old butt and forget about the fact that she got psycho tendencies. You better be paying attention to the signs and making sure you know who you dealing with, because you will end up dealing with somebody crazy. And you know, and there are levels of crazy. There are levels of crazy, and those levels of crazy are real. But, you know, no relationship is perfect. The only way there could have been a perfect relationship is if Jesus would have married himself. You know you ain't perfect because you ain't Jesus. You know your man ain't perfect because he ain't Jesus. And I know a lot of you women be out there talking about you married to Jesus, but Jesus can't deal with you either. You need to make the environment around you a little bit more conducive to the needs of other people so you can have somebody else in your life and give Jesus a break, because you is worrying Jesus. You asking Jesus to help you find a man, and you ain't even seeking him first. And then you asking him to help you find a man, and then you get one, and you act like you ain't got no sense. Why is you worrying the Lord about stuff you know you ain't gonna do right? Anyway, that's like on another level, but what I was saying, in order, the reason that I said that is because somebody asked me what was the secret to having a happy marriage. And I told them, I said, okay, if you really want to know, you want me to tell you? They said, yeah. I said, come here. They leaned in. And I said, the secret to a happy marriage is once a month. She was like, yeah. She thought I was going to say something sexual or something freaky. And I said, once a month, you got to remind your husband that you still crazy. So don't try to act brand new in your relationship because the realness of who your mate is manifests itself during certain things that happen in your relationship. You knew who you was getting. Don't try to act brand new. It ain't new. It's the same as it was. Let me see. So you need to be aware of your breast health. Be aware of the overall health of your body to make sure that you are not susceptible to different diseases that can attack the body, and make sure that you pay attention to the signs. You know, that's one of the things that I say when I talk about relationships in my books. Pay attention to the signs, because Things will manifest themselves early if you just pay attention to the signs. In relationships, things will manifest themselves early if you pay attention to the signs. With sickness, things will manifest themselves early if you pay attention to the signs. Shortness of breath, things that happen to you that weren't happening to you before. You have to realize that. Like one time I was like just really, I was starting to get dizzy. I was starting to have dizzy spells. And then I realized that I hadn't been taking my blood pressure pills right. Because I have high blood pressure. I'm chronic hypertensive. And so I realized I hadn't been taking my blood pressure pills right. And then me, being a genius that I am, decided I was just going to start back taking my blood pressure pills. All of a sudden, my body just had been deprived of the blood pressure pills for almost a month. Then all of a sudden, I decided I was just going to start taking them again. And one of them is a fluid reducer. So I started taking the blood pressure pill, but I wasn't drinking enough water to make up for the fluid that the blood pressure pill was getting rid of. Next thing I know, I'm having dizzy spells. My hands are cramping up. I'm thinking that I'm having a stroke, and I went to the doctor. The doctor was like, "Yeah, you dehydrated." I was like, "Oh." See, I mean, I got a doctorate degree, but it's in law. I don't know nothing about, no medicine. I just do what I can do and try to take care of myself as the best I can. But so just make sure you pay attention to the signs and know when your body is giving you signals that something is going on. And when you're in a relationship with somebody, or when you start a relationship with somebody, pay attention to the signs. I be watching Fatal Attraction. I be watching For My Man, Snapped. And it's just like they try to paint a fairy tale picture at the beginning of these shows. Like, they were so in love and they just loved each other so much. No, tell the truth about what was really going on at the beginning of the relationship. He was checking her phone. Every time she came in the house, he was sniffing her. And just, it was some crazy stuff going on at the beginning. He didn't just one day wake up and kill her. It didn't go like that. It didn't go like that. Quit lying on these shows and tell the truth about what's really going on in these relationships. There are signs that somebody is going to snap your neck. There are signs at the beginning. And you just need to pay attention to the signs so that you don't mess around and get killed. I said it. K-I-L-T, killed. So anyway, y'all, I tell people about how to avoid pitfalls in their lives. And that's why I call my book, This Has Been a Public Service Announcement, because public service announcements are information that are disseminated for the greater good of the community, of society as a whole. And so I put out some of this stuff in my book, some things that I've seen over the years. It's like people come to my office to talk to me about what's going on in their life, and they have to pay me a $100 consultation fee just for a conversation with me so I can tell them what they did wrong. And then I'm going to tell them how much I'm going to charge them to fix what they did wrong, and it's going to be thousands and thousands of dollars. So you might as well go ahead and log on to teardropspublishing.net, teardropspublishing.net, and get you a copy of this book, because there's some cautionary tales in this book, and it tells you some things that you can do to avoid some of these pitfalls in your life, and then you won't end up having to pay a lawyer thousands and thousands of dollars. The book costs $15, but it could save you thousands in attorney's fees and, clothes and travel expenses and hair weave you don't need and all that stuff, babysitters you got to pay for, so you can go out with Mr. Larry, just so you can have your kids ask you next week, Mama, what happened to Mr. Larry? See, my tolerance for foolishness is somewhere around my ankle, or maybe the bottom of my baby toe, because I have a very, very low tolerance for foolishness. And so I was like, I'm not going to bring my baby into a situation with a man knowing that, he may say something to me. He may have said, I just want to conversate with you. And that was it. That was the last conversation. He went to the do not answer list. You might conversate with her, but you're going to converse with me, or we ain't going to talk. And whatever he said to make me put him in a do not answer list, I didn't want to subject my child to the ramifications of that. I could just hear Colby saying, every time I put somebody in a do not answer list, I could hear Colby saying, Mama, what happened to Mr. Larry? And I'd be like, you know what, Colby, Mr. Larry, he gone. I don't know what happened to Mr. Larry, but he is gone. Mr. Larry is Black History with Malcolm X, Sojourner Truth, Harriet Tubman, and them. I can't tell you nothing about Mr. Larry. I don't know where he is. But he ain't come back over here, not no more. That's it for Miss Larry. So it's just like, don't put your kids in the middle of all that drama. Leave your children out of your relationship. Get a babysitter and meet that man at the movies. Meet that man at Chili's. Don't be bringing people in your house, put people over your kids. You just don't do that. That's just not smart. You know, it's just not smart because, you know, the person that you're bringing around your kids, he might like little girls. He might like little boys. You don't know what's going on in that man's head. You don't know what kind of depravity he has going on. And then you just bringing people in and letting them spend time with your kids. You know, it's like children have enough strangers in their lives as it is. You know, you got the football coach, you got the teachers at school, you got the Sunday school teacher, you got the youth pastor, you got the Boy Scout troop leader. But the difference between those people and Mr. Larry that you met at the club is a background check. All those people have to have a background check before they can interact with your children. You bringing Mr. Larry in to hang around with your kids and you don't know anything about him. I mean, really? Really? Come on. Really? Come on now. And see, that's one of the things that I have to deal with when people coming in there for me to represent them, and because they baby daddy is mad because the guy that you dating, he know he a drug dealer because everybody in the community know he a drug dealer, but you ignoring the fact that he always got money but he don't ever go to work. You just ignoring that. And so your baby daddy files a contempt and modification against you to get custody of the kids, and then you come in my office and I look at the paperwork and I be like, okay, that'll be $6,500 for me to help you deal with your baby daddy. And I mean, and then the thing about it is, even if the lawyer helps you deal with it for those thousands of dollars, it ain't no guarantee that you're gonna win. You know, so why don't you just go ahead and get you a copy of this book and avoid some of those pitfalls before you fall in it? I mean, it's not rocket science. So just go ahead and, you know, just be smart. Be smart. Be aware. This PSA is about awareness, and I just want you guys to be aware of what's going on around you so that you can deal with things accordingly, so that you can be proactive instead of reactive, you know, so you can be preventive instead of remorseful. You know, it's just like you really want to deal with things and meet them head on before they get out of control. Okay, baby, I need you to feed me before I go and get an apple from the snake. Adam, you need to feed Eve before she go get an apple from snake. Feed me. I'm hungry. Because y'all, when I talk about the Garden of Eden, when I talk about men and women and their roles in relationship, I talk about the Garden of Eden. And, you know, a lot of men get mad with me when I talk about this, but, you know, I talked to some preachers about it and they told me I was on point. Because check this out. I got an assistant and she works with me. If she doesn't do something that I ask her to do, then I have the authority to fire her for not doing what I asked her to do. But if it's something that I was supposed to do that's a legal matter, and I let some time slip by or something like that happens, and I end up being negligent in the case, or there was negligence in the case, I can't, you know, the Mississippi Bar Association ain't going to do nothing to her for the negligence that was perpetrated against my client. They're going to do something to me because back in 1996, the Mississippi Bar Association gave me a license to practice law. They didn't give it to Juanita. They gave it to me. So Juanita, anything that she does is a reflection on me. So it's like if I give her the authority to do something that I know needs to be done and she does not do it, the buck stops with me. So the reason I told y'all that story is because I want y'all to understand that men, God left y'all in charge. He gave y'all dominion and control over the earth before he even gave you a woman. Just like the Mississippi Bar Association gave me a license to practice law before I even met Juanita, God gave y'all dominion and control over the earth before he even gave you a woman. So all the rules about the apple and all that stuff that Eve was supposed to know, you were supposed to tell her. And if you didn't tell her, then the Lord gonna hold you responsible for her not knowing. So you might as well just quit blaming women for you being sorry, and quit blaming your mama, quit blaming your girlfriend because she do too much for you and so that make you lazy. Really? You better find a way to rescue me. You better find 100 ways, like James Ingram said. You know, it don't matter that she don't need you to pay her light bill. You better find a way to rescue her. Do something that makes her feel like and she needs you. You know, just be useful. Because he knows that his responsibility is to take care of me, whatever that means. And that's what y'all got to realize. Whatever that means, you got to take care of your woman. Find 100 ways to take care of her and do what you're supposed to do, and stop all this making excuses. So I just don't have a whole lot of time, and I try to wait to go live when I have something to talk about. And I had something I wanted to get off my chest today. I want to talk to y'all about awareness, because we just really need to be aware of what's going on around us, whether it's with our bodies or if it's in our relationship. We need to know what's going on in our bodies, because I mean, think about it. Back in what year was that? 2012. It was right before the general elections when I was running for justice court judge. My baby came in my room and he was like, "Mama, I got this knot on my leg. I don't know what it is." And I didn't know what it was either. So I took him to my friend Sherry, who's a nurse practitioner. She looked at it. She thought it was a piece of fat that got infused around a blood clot. Maybe he got hit playing football. The surgeon took it out. He thought that it was a lipoma. They sent it off to be biopsied and came back. My baby had a soft tissue sarcoma. He had cancer on his left leg. And so it's just like, you have to have conversations with your kids. You have to pay attention to your children. You have to have a relationship with your children so that they will have a comfort level that will allow them to come to you and tell you, "I got this knot on my leg," so that they could deal with it. Because one of the things that saved my baby's life was early detection. The fact that we were able to find it early. They took the tumor out. They went around the skin where the tumor was. And then he had to get a chemo port put in. He had to go through 7 rounds of chemo, 31 radiation treatments. I mean, my baby went down through there, but he's a sophomore at Ole Miss. He played football and he was left tackle. So he pushed off on that left leg that many medical doctors have said that he ain't even supposed to have. So it's just like, it's a blessing. It's like we turn that obstacle into an opportunity. My son was interviewed on my radio show, and he said that he believed that God knew that people will be listening to him talk one day. And so God gave him a story to tell to let everyone know that he's real. So it's just like, God is real, but you have to pay attention to the signs. God gives you discernment. It's like, if you are saved and you know the Lord, you talking about something told me to do this. That ain't something that's discernment of the Holy Spirit. You better pay attention to what's going on around you and have some awareness of what's going on around you. Know what's going on with your body. Know what's going on in your relationship. Know what's going on with your kids, so that you can be cognizant of things and you can deal with things proactively, rather than trying to react to something and then it'd be too late for you to actually do anything that really matters. Okay, I pray that y'all will be aware. Be aware of what's going on with your bodies. It's Breast Cancer Awareness Month. It's Domestic Violence Awareness Month. Make sure that you're aware. My mother died of pancreatic cancer. My son was diagnosed with a soft tissue sarcoma. Like I said, I met some women Saturday night that had esophageal cancer, nasal cancer, breast cancer, colon cancer. So you never know what part of your body could be attacked by this horrible disease, but you need to be aware of what's going on with your body and know your body. If you know your body, then you'll know something different. I can be talking to them on the phone and I can tell what's wrong. I'm like, ain't nothing wrong. What's wrong with you? I mean, it's just like, you need to know that you need to know your body like and you need to know your man, you need to know your woman, you need to know your children. Because I feel grateful that my son was able to come to me and tell me that he had that knot on his leg, so that we were able to not only save his leg, but save his life. So y'all have a good night, and I look forward to being with y'all again. I got to go to Vicksburg. So if you're going to be in Vicksburg, come over to the Pemberton Center and see me. I'm going to be at the Pemberton Center speaking in Vicksburg Friday at 12 o'clock. So if y'all want to come over there, if you want to get a copy of my book, you can come over there and get a copy of my book. I'm going to reduce the rate to a conference rate. Usually my book is $15 in Barnes & Nobles and at teardrops.com, teardrops.net. But for the conference, I'm going to reduce the price to $10. So come over and get a copy of the book. Come meet me, take a picture with me, and I will sign your copy of the book. Even if you don't buy a book, just come meet me. Come say hey. See what's up. Okay? All right. Bye. I'll see y'all later. Y'all have a good day. Bye.